Hi, this is Dr. Joe with PostureScreen. In this tutorial, we're going to review on how to do a proper two-view assessment. Now, I want to direct you to a couple tutorials also that you must review with your staff. One is proper clothing techniques. Please review that tutorial. The second is knowing that you can do more than just a simplified posture analysis. I want you to know that you can turn on advanced features both on a 2-view and a 4-view for things like craniovertebral angle and head gaze angle for the skull flexion extension, as well as tracing the tangents of the thoracolumbar spine. Okay, those are all advanced features, and you can turn those on to get more data, but this is going to be a very simplified walkthrough process. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to come in and you are going to create a new patient. So we're going to go up to the top and we're going to go ahead and hit the plus sign. And then you choose what exam that you're going to do. In this examination, we're going to go ahead and do a posture screen. Then it brings you to this screen. You only have to create the patient demographics just simply one time. Any exams that you do, albeit a range of motion or any other studies that day, will be under that exam date unless for whatever reason you did an intervention and you want to create a new exam for a comparison on the same date. That's perfectly fine. But on this example, we're going to go ahead and just create an account so you can see the process. Male, female, that's very, very important. We're going to have to go ahead and choose one. And that's important because if you do body composition, it's different algorithms. Also, for some things that we have planned, you must properly choose male versus female. There are no alternatives. With that, we're going to go ahead and put his name in here. And we're going to just say Tim Smith. And height is critical with this. If you don't know their height, you want to go ahead and make sure you get the best estimate. Maybe use a stadiometer, make sure you know their proper height, because we are scaling the pixels of the image to their known height to get linear distances. That's what one of our patents is on. So in this tutorial, I know that he's 6 foot and he weighs 155 pounds. Now, before you ask, why do we need to record their body weight? It's because we're predicting their head weight. And head weight is a percentage of their body weight, okay? And it's very important to know that it's 7.5% of their body mass times the distance forward. There's a formula for that. That's evidence-based. So with that being said, yes, you need to have their body weight, okay? Then you want to have their date of birth, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and make up a date of birth here. Oh, okay, now, the phone number in the email is optional, but if you're out doing a screening event somewhere, the more detail you put in here, the better, because then you can later export a demographic export of all the client data, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and just I'm gonna put my clinic info down, okay? I'm gonna leave off the phone number. Now, we're ready to begin the exam, okay? So this is something that staff member can do. The first thing that you're going to see up at the top is, do we want to remove the background or keep it original? You can set the default in settings. I'm not going to take time to show you here. I have it removing the background, okay, from the photograph. Now, you have to do either a 2-view or 4-view. You can't take 3 photos. It's either 2 or 4. So we're going to do 2 in this example. So I'm going to step away and then I'm going to share to the screen of the iPad so you can see it in real time. So here we go. So I have my subject here. You can see he's really crooked today, right? Now, when you do this, notice how we have the green bars at the top right up here and down on the bottom right here. You want to make sure that the camera itself is in line with the patient. Okay, I have a tutorial on that. And you want to make sure that the lines down below, down right through here, are parallel if you can with anything on the back to make sure they're in. Now, I can use the volume rocker to snap the picture, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then I'm going to ask the patient to do a 90-degree turn, and I want to make sure that I'm perpendicular to him. Okay, so now on this, I do my checks. He has a forward head posture I can see, but I want to document that. And we're just going to go ahead and center him and snap the picture. Now, at that point in time, that's all that needs to happen. You can go ahead and do everything else in downtime with the patient. I'm going to go ahead and in downtime when you, the doctor, reviews this, okay? If you have time, you can go ahead and proceed. So literally I hit start digitization. Now you can see it tracks the points very, very well. At this point, you can go ahead and edit any points that you see fit, or you can come back later and edit those points. So if you are a staff member watching this, not a problem, because the doctor can always go back and edit and fix the points and draw your attention to it so then you become a better, basically a better assistant to him or her. So on this one, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just fine tune a few points. Down on the bottom right, you're gonna see a little zoom that's green and I turn it off. That zoom factor allows me to stay zoomed in. So if I pan and zoom, I can always go ahead and stay zoomed in and be able to address any displacements that I want to go ahead and see. So far, so good. This looks pretty good. I may go ahead and adjust that a little bit and then hit next. Now, one thing that you have to always be aware of, on the side view, I'm going to draw your attention to this because about 6 out of 10 that I see when people say, hey, head weight is wrong. First, either they face the patient to the wrong side, or on this, you can see the AI is predicting it a little bit lower. What I want the doctor to do, or the therapist to do, or the fitness professional to do is come in here and correct the points. And I'm gonna take time to actually walk you through those. So if I come in here, this point really should be right anterior slightly to the EAM, which is the external auditory meatus, or if you want, just directly on their ear. Now, this is the critical point. This point needs to be at the base center of the neck, okay? And then this would be the greater trochanter approximation, okay? Then the lateral knee. So you can see that the points, and then I hit the arrow down on the bottom, the points that are assisted with the AI is only your assistant. It will speed up the process, and it is very accurate, but I want you, if you're doing this for clinical reasons, to do it the right way. Go back and revisit the points, address the way they need to be. So at this point in time, I'm done with the assessment. Now I can go ahead and click send and generate a report, and if I'm gonna do this, I would hit email the report. Now just know that all the text in here, everything in the settings can be changed and customized to your branding, the way that you like to say things. So please be aware of that. That's in settings. And also, I can't say this enough, you have to set up the Apple default mail app on your iPhone or your iPad, okay? It doesn't matter if you downloaded the Google Gmail app or the Yahoo Mail app or the Outlook app or whatever. You have to use the Apple Mail app. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a template that comes up in your email. Okay, so I could go ahead and send that off to the patient just like that. If I wanted to see a copy of the report, I just simply sit PDF report, and we can do this and be able to see the 2-view assessment. Something else to draw your attention to is that if I want to copy the text to another document, I can click the text and I can highlight all of this text or export this text. And this is the text from the displacements, so if you wanted to put it into a SOAP note. So at this point in time, I can move on, do another evaluation if I wanted to. I could add exercises if you have a web exercise integration. Really, the sky's the limit. Normally what you would do is you move on to other assessments like range of motion and things like that. So if you have any more detailed questions, know that we have a help and support system that where you're watching this video, you can search by key terms. And then if you have any questions, reach out to support@PostureScreen.com. But that's how easy a 2-view assessment will be. And I look forward to you watching the rest of our tutorials. Thank you. Bye-bye.